Hey there, Steve Nixon here with Freejazzlessons.com. Thanks for joining me here for today's tutorial. All right, so we've talked about this a little bit before in some of my other tutorials, but in most jazz tunes, you're gonna find a combination of three main chord types: major chords, minor chords, and dominant chords. Now, you will see some other chord qualities mixed in there, but the vast majority of time, major, minor, and dominant. Very simple, but very powerful. So, in today's tutorial, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna teach you how to play 4 different major chord voicings, all right? These voicings are very professional sounding, very useful. They're plug and play. You can throw them in right away inside tunes, or if you just wanna lay down some chords, or you wanna accompany a singer, or if you sing. So very useful stuff. All right, let's step over to the piano and get started learning. Thanks. Okay, so let's get into our major 7th voicings here. So learning these different voicings is really gonna pay off in terms of adding a lot of variety to the way that you're playing songs from now on, okay? So if you see a C major 7 chord in a lead sheet now, you're not gonna have to play the same voicing every single time. We're gonna start creating some variety, some uniqueness, so to speak. Okay, so I'll just kind of throw a low C here down just to give us a reference point. And this is normally how most people would play a C major 7 chord, just sort of basic root position, you know, root, 3rd, 5th, major 7th, and you know, it's cool. There's nothing wrong at all with this voicing, but it's not a voicing that professionals use that much. We're gonna add a little bit more color into our sound, okay? So follow what I'll do here, all right? So there's that C major 7 chord again. I'm gonna invert it now. This is the 7th of the chord, that B. I'm gonna throw it down an octave, we'll put it there. So we still got the root, 3rd, 5th, but now we get that 7th on the bottom. We move to the B to the bottom, okay? So that's sort of step 1 here. Now, this is the voicing that professionals will use instead. So we're gonna take this root here and we're gonna substitute it with the 2 instead, all right? So this is a much better C major 7 voicing, all right? So what we have here, B is the 7th, D is the 2, all right? Oftentimes called the 9, and I'm gonna get into that in a second. E is the 3rd, G is the 5th, so much sweeter sounding voicing, right? Pretty nice sounding, right? So much more jazzy sounding. Now, the reason why I called this the 9, the 2 is, let's just quickly go up the scale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so the D is the 9 or the 2 in order to find an upper extension of the chord. In this case, the 9, we can just add 7 on there, right? 7 plus 2 is 9. So that is our first voicing, the C major 7 chord with a 9. Okay, so let's learn our next voicing here. So I'm gonna throw it on a reference root now, and before in the last voicing we used this C, I'm gonna go down an octave and use this C, okay? But you could use either one. I'm choosing this one just because it's gonna be a little bit of a bigger sound. All right, so now for this voicing, we're gonna have the 3rd, which is E, A is the 6th, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then D is that 9 again, that 9 we saw in that other chord. Here's the voicing, okay? And this is a C6-9 voicing. Real nice, real smooth, contemporary sounding voicing. I use it all the time when I'm playing tunes. All right, so practice this voicing. I would not only learn in the key of C, try to learn it in as many keys as you can. And so you can play it in the right hand, you can also practice playing it in the left hand as well. All right, so let's get into a 3rd voicing here. This one is very cool sounding. All right, so we're gonna play our reference root again, C, either this C or this C, whichever one you choose. Okay, so we're going to throw down a 7th, which is B, the 3rd, which is E, and then the 6th or the 13th, which is A. Very nice sounding chord, all right? So technically this chord is a C major 7 with a 13. Now the reason I'm calling this the 13 as opposed to the 6th is we have a 7th in there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is the A, right? So there we have it, C major 7 with a 13. And again, practice this voicing in as many keys as you can. Really beautiful sounding chord. A 2, 3, 4. All right, so for the sake of time in this tutorial here, we're just gonna go over one more chord here, but there really is a ton more chords to explore. But I promise to make this chord a good one here, all right? So we're gonna throw down our reference root here. Okay, we got that low C here. Now this chord we're gonna explore is a C major 7 chord with a sharp 11. Definitely a much more quote unquote spicier sounding chord than the other ones. A little bit more tense sounding, but very effective, you know, very modern sounding. So let's check this voicing out, okay? So we have that low C, which is the root. We have F sharp now, which is the sharp 11. This is the normal 11, which is F. We're gonna use this sharp 11, and that comes from something called the Lydian mode, okay? B is the major 7, and then E is the 3rd. So check this voicing out. So definitely a cool sound. You know, it has a sense of major, but it also kind of, for my ear, my taste, makes me think, hey, you know what? Something else is coming. So, you know, you can strategically use this chord. Maybe use it as a partial resolution when you're playing a chord progression or a tune. And, you know, you use it to set up a new section, right? So check it out maybe just in context of a chord progression here. Right? So it sounds kind of resolved, right? So anyways, very cool, very powerful, interesting sounding chord. So again, practice this voicing in the left hand, in the right hand, learn it in several different keys if you can. There it is in E flat, for example. Here it is in F. Here it is in A flat, you know. So being able to play these voicings just instantly at any key is a great thing to practice. All right, thank you so much for watching. Enjoy your practice. I will see you again very soon in the next tutorial.